Hello, welcome back to the channel, Gary's Horror Drive-In. Today I'm going to be showing a video of the stuff that Movie Zyng sent over to me. I believe I got like 7 titles this time around from them. And the other 3, two or three of them I got on eBay, and then one I got, I think Amazon. I can't quite remember where, but let's get started on what I got. But I'm going to get started mostly on the Movie Zyng stuff here first, but let's get started. The main title here, obviously due to my thumbnail, Samuel L. Jackson, Snakes on a Plane, a fast-paced, edge-of-your-seat thrill ride, says Fred Topple of Can Mag. This clocks in at 105 minutes. Has special features from Samuel L. Jackson, commentary, blooper reel, deleted scenes, Cobra, Starship, Snakes on a Plane, Bring It, music video, featurette gallery, theatrical trailers, and some TV spots. I remember seeing this one back in the day. I can't even remember how long ago this one. It's saying 2006. It just doesn't seem like it was like 20 years ago. I seen this in the theater. And I want to say it has one half of Kenan and Kel in this as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's in it as well. But really good movie, very fun. Kind of comes off as something like maybe you could have had maybe Steven Seagal or Jean-Claude Van Damme do as well. But I think they went with a comedy relief with Samuel L. Jackson with his foul mouth and bad temper and stuff. So it makes total sense why they went with Samuel L. Jackson. But I think this was on the cusp of when he started becoming like really popular in Hollywood. But really cool to get this. Really happy that I was able to pick that up. I don't know if that's ever been on physical media. I do know back in the day, I want to say it was on at least DVD. And then next up, I got a classic one here from my childhood, starring Sylvester Stallone. Crime is a Disease, Meet the Cure. Cobra, the Strong Arm of the Law. Always loved this. I think this is the kind of stuff that used to get me hooked on going to the video store, these posters, just looking forward every week to see the latest ones that just hit video. Back when you'd actually buy a VHS and it cost you $100 alone just for a VHS. I did that a few times with some of the Friday the 13th. I know it's really crazy to do, but times aren't really any different now because you basically, some of the 4Ks are almost like $60. So really, it was a early, media, and you wanted to own it. But this has special features, commentary by director George P. Cosmatos, making a featurette and a theatrical trailer. Rated R, clocks in at just a hair under an hour and a half. I do know there was somebody else in this too. I want to say the villain who played in one of the Maniac Cop movies was in this as well, opposite Stallone here. But I always loved this cover, very futuristic. Like, I don't know, I always liked Stallone. I was always more of a Stallone fan than I was Schwarzenegger. I know that might be blasphemy for some people out there tonight, but I was always more of a Stallone fan than I was Schwarzenegger. I don't know if it was the language barrier or what it was, but I don't know. I just always liked Stallone. He was a working man's hero. You know what I mean? Like, he kind of earned his way into Hollywood, whereas Schwarzenegger kind of got his start doing weightlifting and things like that. But again, I'm much more of a Stallone fan than I am Schwarzenegger. No knock on Arnold. I love Arnold as well. But next up, we got a DC title here. DC Universe original movie. The commemorative edition, Wonder Woman. PG-13. Very short film. Clocks in at about 74 minutes. It has an all-new special feature, What Makes a Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, a subversive dream. Wonder Woman, Daughter of Myth. Commentary by the film's creative team. And a sneak peek DC Universe next animated movie, Batman and Harley Quinn. So, be looking forward to that if it comes to Movie Zyng. I'll have to snatch that one up. Just a quick look at the back. It's pretty interesting. Big fan of the Wonder Woman for obvious reasons. Not trying to be a perv here, but what red-blooded American guy is not gonna, or even overseas is not gonna like Wonder Woman. But yeah, nice pickup there. And then I remember this movie back in the day, starring Ben Affleck, Rebecca Hall, John Hamm, Jeremy Renner, and Blake Lively. It's The Town. I remember this trailer hitting back in the day. This is from Warner Brothers, clocks in at 125 minutes. You kind of expect that out of these action-adventure kind of films. The real people of the town meet the real people of Charleston. Ben Affleck, director and actor, profiles the Academy Award-winning filmmaker. Pretty cool special features. Leonard Maltin called it one of the best films of the year. I always liked Leonard Maltin as a director, or not director, but obviously a reviewer. A little bit more partial to him than, say, Siskel and Ebert. This is also from Legendary Pictures as well. There's a look at the back. A little bit of a side-by-side of Jeremy Renner and, oh, jeez. Blanking on his name, Ben Affleck. But yeah, I used to see this sometimes at Big Lots, and I'd kind of pass it up. But I thought I'd grab it this time around, and I'm glad I have. And looks like a pretty fun ride of a film, and has a very fine cast. But yeah, very happy to get this. That's title number 4 from Movie Zyng. And here's a very forgotten about film. I remember seeing this back when Jamie Lee Curtis had that sci-fi movie. Can't remember what it was called. Very much in the vein of this one. And I think that had Donald Sutherland in it. This one's starring Dustin Hoffman, Sharon Stone, and another one. It must be Movie Zyng month for Samuel L. Jackson, because this is the second one I've noticed with him in it that I picked up. I might have forgot one or two that he was in. This one kind of falls in that genre, like they didn't dare to go R or, or go hard R or whatever, so they went PG-13 with it. It has a number of special features on this one. Very long sci-fi film for what you'd think. It's about 2 hours and 14 minutes. Trying to see. Yeah, it's a Warner Brothers title as well. A lot of Warner Brothers on this wave of Movie Zyng, if you will. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any other thing that I'm missing. There's Janet Maslin of New York Times says, rich in Techno Terror, a solid thriller directed with sustained tension. But yeah, I really like this one. This is also directed by Barry Levinson, who did Rain Man, which is kind of shocking. And I guess it was based on a Michael Crichton novel, who did Jurassic Park, he did ER, that kind of thing. But yeah, very happy to pick that up. And here's a look at the back. Really pretty boring back, but really good, fun film. I remember enjoying this one back in the day. And it says this one came out in 1998, so this shows you how old I am. Nearly 30 years ago. So there's a look at Sphere. So that marks 5 titles from them. I got 2 more here. One is a Blu-ray, the other a DVD. Next up is a film from director Clint Eastwood, which I'm really shocked that he did some kind of like genre kind of piece type film here. It's called The Herea After, starring Matt Damon. I do remember this one vaguely, but it has a really long running time of 2 hours, 9 minutes. It has special features. Has languages of English and French, subtitles English, French, and Spanish. Has a bonus material and trailer that may not be subtitled. But this is a Warner Brothers title as well. And this is from 2010. I don't know if anybody up there tonight remembers this one. I vaguely do. I remember some of the disaster things that go on in this film. But yeah, that's Herea After. Here's a look at the back. And to the final title from Movie Zyng, and I'd like to thank them so very much for sending these. I in a prior video I did get this title, but that was in a DVD format. This one is in Blu-ray format. Really, no need to go into detail other than this. David Howard Thornton played Steamboat Willie in this one. We all know him from, I want to say he's the Art the Clown, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, this one's not rated. It's from Desktop Entertainment. 93 minutes. 16:9. There's no special features on here that I know of. But you pretty much get the, kind of gist of what this is basically about. It's in that universe of, like, Winnie the Pooh and the new Popeye that they decided to turn to slasher-rama kind of stuff. But very good. Glad to get this in Blu-ray form. I am partial to Blu-ray. Quick look at the back. I did not really like this one as good as, say, the Popeye series or Winnie the Pooh. I know I reiterated that in another video, but I don't know. It's like it was too over the top for me. And I also recently I got to see the Peter Pan one, and I thought that one was like, you get a chance, check the Peter Pan. I can't remember. It was Neverland Nightmare. I think that's what it was called. Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. That one's a really brutal one, and I thought it was way better than this one. Not that I'm, complaining about that, but I like that universe, so I grabbed it. And then these three are quick grabs I got from, two from eBay and one from Amazon. I got this one on eBay. It's called Primal Scream, an extraterrestrial energy source, a deadly cover-up, the future of mankind hangs in the balance. I just had to get it for this cover. I thought it was really cool. Kind of has that really, kind of like that Tubi throwback cover that you see, like a lot of the 80s films have. They kind of say to you, watch me, that kind of thing. This is a Code Red title. This is a region A, B, and C, approximately clocks in at about just a hair under 90 minutes. Has audio commentary with director William Murray and crew members, the making of Primal Scream featurette, a Hellfire 1981 promo reel. And I don't really know who's in this, other than it says it stars Kenneth McGregor, who did X-Men and Prom Night 4. So, you can go check, it's saying darkforcedvd.com as well. So I don't know if that's where you can buy this one or whatever, or if that's what its old name was Dark Force. But I'm trying to see if okay, I don't know. I'm trying to see what year this came out. There really isn't much on the back here about it, other than probably, I don't know, I would say probably early 80s. I'm guessing 80, 81, somewhere around there. Kind of falls into that, everyone, once the slasher craze happened, like everybody around right after Friday the 13th came out, it was like they had a run on everything between slasher, sci-fi, horror, whatever. But really cool cover, and I have to check that one out. Maybe do a review in the future on the channel. And then I couldn't pass on this one. It's called Alien Rubicon. It stars Preston Greer, Michael Perrier, or Pear. I don't know how you pronounce that for sure. Paul Logan, Neely Dayan. They do not come in peace. At times, this kind of feel. I did get to watch this one. That's why I picked it up. I watched it on Tubi, and I was really impressed. I think it was Tubi. I picked it up because I really had fun with this one. It's kind of like a really cheaper version of Independence Day mixed with a little bit of Phantasm in a way. I mean, with this ball of it's like alien ball that's like taking out like cities and stuff, and it's shooting things up and whatnot. But with the ball kind of flying around, kind of reminded me of that spear, that thing that the balls that happen in Phantasm. And we're trying to, so I admit some of the acting was really bad, but it is an asylum, and I do think they've stepped up their game in terms of realism in some of their movies. I will give them credit there. It clocks in at 86 minutes from 2024. Trying to see if there's any other things like it. It's in 5.1 Dolby Digital. They're calling it apocalyptic thriller in the vein of Independence Day, in which I just mentioned that's pretty much the way I felt about it. But it also kind of felt with the alien spear going around and shooting up the city, kind of reminded me of that one scene in, I don't remember it was Phantasm Ravager or the one before that, but like the big spear in the sky, that's what kind of reminded me of. But I had a lot of fun with this one. I really was not expecting much, but like Michael Pear always does a really good job in these, I think, considering, you know, like stuff like that he used to be in early 80s is kind of like this stuff is kind of beneath him in terms of what he's accomplished in Hollywood and stuff. But yeah, I had fun with this one. Check that one out if you get a chance, and that's Alien Rubicon. And I mean, it's obviously heavily inspired by the latest Alien Romulus. Obviously, that's what they were going for. But I don't know. I liked it, so I grabbed it, and really was not expecting much, because sometimes these asylums can be home runs, and sometimes they can be really awful. This was probably on the better side of a closer to a home run for me, but I had fun with it. And the final one I got here, I got this one on Amazon. It stars Joey King, Keith Powers, Chase Stokes, Brian Tuju, and Laverne Cox. Perfection is an Illusion, and it's called Uglies. And I thought I'd grab it because I think I might have missed this one in the Dollar Tree wave when it was out there running around. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I missed out on it, but it was just one of those ones that I always would be to a store just a little too late, or I'd always see other people getting it in their videos, but not in my area. This one clocks in at 100 minutes. It's from 2024. Oh, I guess this is a Netflix original too, so that makes it all the more cool, because at least Netflix is trying to get everything on physical, or trying to do some things on physical media. And I would kind of read a little bit about it, because I don't know nothing about it, just other than by the cover. It kind of comes off a little bit like Tron, a little bit in the back there. But in a future post-scarcity dystopian world in which everyone is considered an ugly, but then turned pretty by extreme cosmetic surgery when they reach the age of 16, it tells the story of teenager Tally Youngblood who rebels against society's enforced conformity. And you know what this reminds me of already, just reading that? It reminds me of that episode of Twilight Zone. I can't remember. I can't remember the actress who played in it, but she. I think everybody out there knows what I'm talking about. She's a blonde actress. She tended to play in a lot of 70s and 80s shows, and then she kind of disappeared. But I know it's a pretty vague description. That could be just about anybody. But she also played like the widow. She played the widow in Little House on the Prairie. She was the widow that Charles Ingalls was doing work for, and she gave him a set of dishes for his payment, because he really wanted it for his wife. Tried to get into Little House on the Prairie on this one, but if anybody out there knows that episode, you know what actress I'm talking about. But it kind of feels like that Twilight Zone episode, the way this is based on. I'm really surprised Netflix doesn't. Maybe they even do have a TV series based on this movie. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I got. Well, not all, but that's what I picked up, and got a lot of nice titles from Movie Zyng. Really appreciate the stuff they sent over. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back next week, probably with another more haul reviews, because I've been kind of busy getting stuff from Movie Zyng and some movie buying myself. But recently purchased a Sanford & Son hat and a Sanford & Son shirt. Big fan of that show. Hopefully someday that gets I don't know if that has a Blu-ray set. I'd like to get a Blu-ray set of that, but thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back to the drive-in. Be sure to be here early every week, and because all the good spots go fast, and I'll be back next week. Have a good week. Bye.